Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another hair review featuring Unice virgin hair. I have a special guest today. This is my son Nathan. Say hi. He just woke up from a nap, so he's a little sleepy. I'm sorry for the lighting and the background. Today is a gloomy day in California. It is still hot outside, but it was raining a little bit earlier. So there's no good lighting in my house whatsoever. This was the only place I could film at the moment because other areas of my house are being occupied right now. So I apologize for just the background and everything. Is it bright? You're silly. I wanted to do a quick video on this Unice hair. They reached out to me about a month ago and asked if I would review their hair, and I said yes. I've had it in for about 2 weeks now. I made it into a wig with a closure. So I have in their Peruvian body wave. They sent me 4 bundles, but I was only able to fit 3.5 on the wig cap that I used and a closure. So I have in lengths 18, 20, 22, and 24, I believe. But I will list them down below just in case I'm off. And you can get like the exact info on what I have in my hair or in my head. And then I believe I have an 18-inch closure. So for the wig cap, I used the one that I talked about in my last hair review video for the, I believe it was my long key beauty hair review. And the cap is just a U-part wig cap, which I am a big fan of. I find that they're the most comfortable and that they feel nice and breathable on the head. So I used that, and then I sewed the closure on top of that. So I've never worn Peruvian hair before. I normally always get Brazilian body wave. So I wanted to try something different. And I had high expectations for this hair because I've seen it talked about a lot on YouTube. So I was really excited to try it out myself. So I'm going to let you guys know very quickly kind of the pros and cons that I've had about this hair. So I'm going to start with the pros first, and then I'm going to tell you the cons. I will say that the hair looks beautiful. And it's nice and full. I was only able to fit 3.5 bundles like I said, and it's still very full and nice and thick. I also love that the closure lays really naturally. If you guys have seen my other hair review videos, you'll see that I normally don't put the closure in just because I want the hair to look a little bit more natural. But with this one, I decided to give the closure a shot, and I'm very happy that I did. This is a closure up close. Please ignore my edges. The edge control just completely messed them up, but I think it looks pretty good. This closure was beautiful as far as laying down and not being bulky. I didn't have to do much with it. I did pluck the part just to kind of widen it a little bit, and I have put some concealer on the lace itself. I did try bleaching it, but I was nervous that I was going to turn it like a brassy color, so I didn't leave the bleach on very long, so it didn't really do much. Another pro that I have is that this hair did not have a smell, which is something that in my last review I talked about, that hair having a really bad smell. This one had one kind of initially coming out of the packet. I will say that it did have one, but upon washing the hair, it was undetectable. You couldn't tell it was there. Whereas the last hair I reviewed, every time I washed it, I could smell that processed smell. Now for cons, I do have a few more than I wish I did. One of them being that the hair has seemed to get a little bit dry over time, and I've only had it in for about 2 weeks. It has not held a curl very well. The bundles are okay, but the closure itself, like, I curled this piece so many times today for this video, and it has fallen every single time. I've filmed this video like a few times just because of lighting and everything, and I was just getting really frustrated. And so I've given up on curling this hair because it has just fallen every time. So yeah, like, this is as much as it will stay curled, which is not a lot at all. And it's just kind of, it's limp. Like, it's not, it doesn't have like body and life to it. And it also just kind of feels like a little bit of, I don't know, just a little bit dry up in here. So that has been one thing that I've just kind of been a little disappointed over was the dryness. Also, the hair has begun to tangle at the nape. I noticed that about the second day of wearing the hair. It wasn't like an overwhelming tangling or anything. It's just more so of annoyance. However, when I go to like brush it or comb it out, I do notice some shedding. So there's been a lot more shedding than I am used to with this hair. I did have to cut the wefts, like getting up to the top of making the wig, just so that it would lay flat. So maybe that's why, but I've never had this much shedding when cutting the wefts. Now, it's not enough that the hair is like balding or anything. It's still pretty thick, but it's still enough that I can see a lot of hair in my brush after I brush it. Pulling on it, nothing is coming out. So overall, I would say that this is not bad hair. I think it's very beautiful. It looks nice and shiny. It's just the way that it feels. I don't know. I am not like in love with it. Like, I have to style it in order for it to look this way, if you know what I mean. Like, even wrapping it at night and waking up in the morning, it looks very dry. So it's not until I start messing with it and styling it that it actually starts to look decent, pretty much. Overall, would I recommend this hair? I would recommend this hair. It hasn't been such a huge issue with the tangling. The shedding, like I said, is a little bit more than I would like it to, but overall this is pretty good hair. It hasn't been like crazy matting looking like a bird's nest type of situation. It hasn't been like that at all. I also have straightened this hair and it also straightens very nicely. I feel like I notice less tangling when it's straightened. This hair just seems to snag a lot, but I can still run my fingers through it. It's not like awful. It just seems a little bit more dry. Overall, I do think that it is beautiful. I've gotten a lot of compliments on it, so I would recommend it to you. This hair wasn't so horrible that I like wanted to take it out and never wear it again. I would definitely still wear it again. I'm just telling you guys, I have had some issues with tangling, with shedding, and with it feeling a little bit dry. But I'm going to try using different shampoos and conditioners to see if I can kind of revitalize it a little bit. And yeah, I would just say do your research, look at all the reviews, good and bad, and then just make an informed decision for yourself. Oh, let me show you how long it is. So it comes past my chest, which is usually the normal length that I get. So I hope this was helpful. I tried to include like this portion of my head in this video because in my last video I wasn't showing like the top of my head, and that's just because I have pretty bad eyesight and my camera's pretty far away from me. So I like to kind of zoom in so I can see and make sure that like I am in focus and you know that everything looks fine. So that usually is like about here that I can like see pretty well, but I understand that it like cut off the top of my head so you couldn't see how the hair was laying. So I hope that this is a little bit better. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with my son and I will see you all in my next video. Okay, say bye. Okay. 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 You want to do a my son does my makeup video? Hmm? You think you could do mommy's makeup? Okay. You think? Okay. Well, let's see. Oh wow! Great job. Okay, say bye. Wait. Wait. Bye. Bye. Bye.